Hello everyone and welcome back to QuicksaveTV, your #1 source for Skyrim coverage on YouTube. The topic of today's discussion is going to be the Conjuration, the last but not least of the schools of magic. I'll just go ahead and take a look at the tree. Conjuration as such doesn't have any benefits for someone who don't want to practice Conjuration directly, but nobody's perfect, I guess. So we have one main tree going all the way to the Master Conjuration, and we have four actually. We have the weaponry tree, we have the dual casting, which is not necessarily a tree, but yeah, deviation, and then we have the atronach summoning and the undead summoning, necromancy. Let's just start to talk a little bit about everything. So novice conjuration, apprentice, adept, expert and master conjuration are all working the same way. There's no need to talk about them a lot. They cut the price of the spells of appropriate skill level by half. So as you move forward to the higher and higher depths of the conjuration, you might want to increase your overall level of the conjuration to the master, right, in order to spend less mana in summoning things. But I'm not sure how useful it actually is going to be. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about it in just a little bit later. Let's talk about weapons now. The Mystic Binding. Bound weapons do more damage. Alright, Soul Stealer. Bound weapons can soul trap on targets. Okay. Oblivion Binding. Bound weapons will also banish summoned creatures and turn raised ones. Oh. Now tell me seriously, what's it all for? What's this tree for? What's this deviation for? Mystic Bind, more damage from bound weapons? They soul trap targets and they banish Deidre? Or undead? How's that useful? How is that useful when no matter how good you are in bounding, in summoning bind weapons, you can always make better normal weapons? How good is it when you have such a limited amount of weapons which you can bind? I think it's just a battle axe, it's bound sword and a bound bow. How is that useful? Of course they are useful enough, but they're hardly better than the normal weapons, which are improved at 100 smithing with 100% smithing set and everything else. What's the point? It seems like a waste of perk points for nothing. It's not better. It seems like it's much worse, but you spend perk points on it. It's just illogical. Soul Stealer. Soul Trap can be easily, I repeat, easily learned through the conjuration, for example, as a soul trap spell, or it can be enchanted on a weapon for soul trap for 1 second. Just watch my other video about enchanting. I mean, it's so easy about how to improve your enchantment really fast. It's so easy to do. What's the point to spend perk on that? And then Oblivion Binding. They banish summoned creatures and turn raised ones. What's the point? When you can enchant it yourself. Yes, right. Let's take all the useless perks in a game and just, be happy about it. Now, then we have another deviation, Conjuration Dual Casting, which allows you to cast with both hands and increases the length of the spell lasting. Now it's again, I'm gonna let you on something. It's very useless because there is no point to take it, as on the master's level you will be able to create the summons which will last for unlimited time until they die. So there's a trick. What's the point to cast with both hands when your summons will be unending anyway? Alright, that's a little trap. Don't fall for it. Be really careful if you decide to take Conjuration Dual Casting. Then we have two trees. The Necromancy and the atronach. The Necromancy tree allows you to, first skill, Necromancy, allows you to get greater duration from the animated undead and then give them 100 additional points of health. Now, greater duration is not very useful because later on you will have the skill called Thrall. Excuse me for that. You can use the Thrall skill. You will be able to summon Thralls from the undead, to make undead Thralls, which will last until they fall apart. The idea behind it is to not waste any skills whenever it's possible. You see, I'm just trying to save your skills. If you disagree with me, just go ahead and do that, right? But you better be damn sure you did the right choice. And then the Dark Souls give additional 100 points of health. Oh, you see my health? 470, right? Do you know how fast this health dissipates in the Master's level difficulty? Oh, in one hit of the dragon. That's how fast. What's 100 points of health will do to your undead minions? I don't think they will be all that useful. And then the Twin Souls, a very powerful skill for a Conjurer, which allows you to have 2 atronachs or 2 reanimated zombies. Now, this is very powerful and very worthy. And now let's look at the atronach tree. The Summoner can summon atronachs and or raise undead twice as far away. I absolutely don't think that this skill is useful, as I mean, although you could argue that it gives you additional tactical abilities, such as, okay, I'm gonna summon the atronachs right below the feet of the enemy archers. Yeah, right, it's correct. You are absolutely correct on that. But in how many cases will you really utilize that? Is that really so universally useful that you have to use it again and again and again? And does it justify spending 2 points on it? I would say spend 1 point of it on it in order to continue to Atromancy. Atromancy allows you to have double duration for conjured atronachs. This is again a trickery one, just as Necromancy, because later on you will be able to summon both atronachs and undead for unlimited amount of time. That's just a trap, right? It's a necessary skill point wasted, but unlike with the Necromancy, where the Dark Soul is not, you know, is not justified by anything, elemental potency is actually very useful. It gives 50% more power to the conjured atronachs, which means they're gonna deal more damage and everything, and it just seems much more useful than just additional 100 hit points. 100 hit points can really disappear really quickly. Just, you won't even notice. But 50% stronger every hit, that would be much more useful in general in every fight. And then again, Twin Souls. Twin Souls, you can have 2 atronachs or reanimated zombies. Now think about it. When you will have unlimited atronachs, as a master conjurer, you will have 2 undying atronachs at your side, or 2 undead warriors at your side, which will follow you everywhere. Isn't that awesome? Alright, so as I said, I argue very much that Conjuration is useful only if you go to the left side, if you ignore the weapon tree, and you probably will want to ignore the general Conjuration tree because once you summon the elemental once at your master's level, you will not need to resummon it again, so you don't need to preserve mana on that. You can actually just go ahead and ignore it altogether. And since the elemental at the end, elementals and undead, will be with a limitless duration, Conjuration dual casting is also not so useful, right? Be very careful when you spend skills in this tree. This one is really tricky tree, unlike the others. Now let me just show you some of the skills. We have the Bound Sword. I think I showed it to you. I just go ahead to Conjure Familiar. Conjure Familiar allows you to conjure familiars, such as Little Cute Wolf, with my gigantic name on it. So basically, familiars are useful companions in battle. They gradually are replaced with atronachs, which are the strongest example of familiars, and they just assist you overall in combat. And usually when the enemies see them, they usually attract all the aggro. So you're not going to be able, you will not be endangered as you have atronachs or companions, the familiars. It's very useful to have them as any kind of mage, especially as conjurer mage. Then we have Reanimate Corpse, which I'm not sure I will be able to show you, as I cannot get anyone killed here. Right. So just, you know, I'm just gonna run all the way to town to show it to you. Now also, the Soul Trap thrown on the enemy will make him what will it make? How to put it better? During the 60 seconds amount of time, if you kill this target, you will get the soul. Okay, so it's absolute replaceable. It's an absolute replace of anything you will have before that. It's very, very useful, and you know, it's just a spell. You spend magic on it. Perfect. Let's just go ahead and summon him. A little bit cheating going on right here, just for the purpose of this tutorial. Stand up. Ah, he's too powerful for any of course. All right, all right, all right. Whom are we gonna kill now? You. You are an ass. Let's go inside. I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to find someone to reanimate, but the point is that the Conjuration tree as such, it's very contradictory, and it gradually will be replaced. Some of the perks spent, they will be wasted actually, because of the way game operates. Okay, he died. Perfect. Stand up! Stand up! Perfect, that's how it works. With a lot of beautiful special effects, you have your reanimated corpses. You can actually... you cannot talk to them. And as they die, they will turn into a pile of ashes. So, yeah, that would be it. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. If you enjoyed the video, enjoyed the commentary, go ahead, like, subscribe, and share with your friends. It was great having you here. If you can, also go ahead and favorite the video. It would help a lot to promote my cause of stealing garlic from the taverns. And pressing wrong buttons as I'm doing that. Yes! Run! Thank you very much. Have a great day and good luck with Conjuration in Skyrim.